Hello YouTube, welcome to this first ever Smart Talk, hopefully the first of many videos where I talk more in details about some of the books I've reviewed, recommended, um, in order to maybe improve uh, the views, subscribers to YouTube. I'm going to maybe talk more about details on specific books that are very good. YouTubers, a lot of these people who write these books are on YouTube, who have influence and are usually good influences. And so it's very interesting to talk about these different, very influential people on YouTube or in the public eye. Um, also this also gives me a chance to make more videos, maybe have more subscribers, more views, maybe just improve the channel with more topics, better topics. Calling it Smart Talk, trying to keep it smart, and it's a separate segment for providing some good um, options to watch. For instance, most of these videos, Smart Talk videos, I'm going to try to make 40 minutes, around 40 minutes, because one thing I have a habit of doing is running on the treadmill, running for 40 minutes at a time. And so a lot of times, I think this last year I've watched quite a few movies, Mission Impossible movies, um, because there's nothing on YouTube I could find to watch. And so this is going to help, I think, replace some of the movie watching with some interesting stuff for you and me, subscribers and viewers. It also gives me a chance to promote my book. For some of you who don't know, I wrote a book, Behave and Succeed with the Bible. This book is very good in my opinion. It's available on Amazon.com and is very good for anyone growing up in America, maybe having trouble with the Bible, wants to understand the Bible better. You could buy my book and read my book, and you will, I think your life will improve um, really fast. Also, with the new edition of this segment, I'm also promoting something I've used with my alternative athletics sports, rock climbing, running, skiing, snowboarding. Here in Colorado, we've got a lot of alternative sports. And there is one product, amazingly, I started to use and am very pleased with, very happy with this last year, especially with rock climbing and running. It's given me a sort of an energy boost. I use this supplement as sort of like an energy drink, except it is to me, I think it is a little bit better than an energy drink. And somehow, some way, I got a code to promote these products uh, for uh, with the code. The code I got approved for is called Hike More. Hike More is my code to get 10-15% off. And the products that I'm recommending, that if you're athletic, if you've hit a plateau, you may want to go try these supplements. They're like they're a lot like an energy drink, and they work really well. The products are Turk Builder Max, and I think they're on HTLT.com. Is where you find them. Turk Builder Max, Turk Builder Platinum. So if you are athletic, I'm going to be talking a lot about people on YouTube, influencers, sports, athletics, all sorts of topics. Primarily, though, I'm going to kind of go into details with certain books or a certain topic. Going to be very smart, try and be very specific, with the topics with each video, and it just is another opportunity to say, code go hike. I get credit, you get credit, you get discount, and you get an awesome product. I'm recommending product. Maybe at some point, um, I will be able to improve my videos and show videos outside, adventure videos outside. This is fairly new channel, new stuff on YouTube. So the future is there are infinite amount of options in the future. And so with this first show, I wanted to provide an intro. Now to provide the topic of the show is Daniel Amann. End of Mental Healthness is the book. I've recommended this book in the past. However, Daniel Amann is a very famous person. He's been on public television, on YouTube. He has a lot of stuff on. He's a doctor, a lot of research, a lot of help he's done in the terms of brain um, improvement, brain supplements, brain scans. He's helped people uh, recover from a lot of concussions, accidents, head injuries. Overall, though, he's got this book. I've got this book, End of Mental Illness, and Daniel Amann is pretty much the subject of the first Smart Talk video today. Wrote this book a while ago. It's a bestseller. And one thing that is in here is supplements that help the brain. And he says mental health, the healthness of the body, a lot of it depends on the brain. And I kind of agree with them. You got to have a smart brain uh, to have a healthy body, and it makes life a lot easier. So, some of the supplements he recommends is creatine. Um, Creatine has kind of become more popular in helping people have muscle growth. Uh, it helps with brain health also. Omega 3s, like omega 3 flaxseed oil, flaxseed, omega 3s is another recommendation he has for supplements. Vitamin D, some people they get sun, some people don't. If you don't get sun, vitamin D he recommends, and this will help with brain activity and healthy brain. Some people are low in vitamin D, and this affects immunity and affects your overall health if you don't have enough vitamin D. One thing that's not in this book is the creatine, but it is in Chat GPT and in AI. Sometimes I may use AI for here. For instance, I've got this technology now, AIs people are using. You just go in here. I got Gemini, Summarized Into Mental Health by Daniel Amann. It starts talking about mental health. Each book, you don't really have to read a lot of books as much anymore. You can have AI summarize these books. Here's ChatGPT talking about this book, all the things in it. One thing not in the book that is available is, like, for instance, does Daniel Amann recommend creatine? Yes, as public recommended creatine, potential for brain health benefits. And I think the most people they do this creatine monohydrate is the one that's very good. You want to make sure it's the monohydrate. and 3 to 5 Gs a day. Here, 3 to 5 grams a day. It's a good dosage. And so this is available on. I kind of tend to lean towards chat, but of course we could try um, Gemini AI. We've got it open. Ask Gemini, does Daniel Amen Reka, what the heck? Recommend create. Searching the web, yes, strongly recommends creatine. It's good supplements, creatine. He doesn't recommend the Turk builders, but Turk builders is not really for brain health. It's more for muscles and for energy. Um, Also in this book is exercise and fitness. Um, One thing about Daniel Aman is that he does recommend ping pong. Something very interesting about Daniel Aman is he recommends ping pong to help your brain activity. I would think chess is pretty good to pretty safe. And although he does recommend ping pong, video games not so much. I think on video games he says an hour a day for most video games because of the flashy lights and stuff. Um, and some video games are worse than others, of course, but yeah, video games is not necessarily really healthy for the brain. He does recommend weighing yourself daily. If you want to stay fit, exercise, weigh yourself daily. Is one thing you can do. Usually, this will um, help you keep on track, not gain too much weight, not lose too much weight. And some people, they try and lose so much weight they get dehydrated. This is not a good idea. Some people, they just lose track of how much they ate and gain weight. Then it's very difficult to lose weight. One way he recommends losing weight or staying, having a good weight, and I found his work is something called intermittent fasting. Um, he, I think this is very important. Intermittent fasting is one of the best ways people don't necessarily mention on the internet, don't think about, but I have found it very helpful to do even a day fast. So, um, you can weigh yourself daily, keep track of your calories. One thing about losing weight, in order to lose 1 pound, you have to have a calorie deficit essentially through exercise or diet. Lose 1 pound, uh, you have to have a 3,500 calorie deficit. And 3,500 calorie deficit is not easy. And so if you're eating 2,000 calories a day, a lot of people, they'll skip breakfast and not eat anything till noon. And this will help you get a calorie deficit. And so others, they may, not pay attention to what they eat. Maybe they eat their normal diet around 2,000 calories a day. But then one day, and usually when I've done this, I've had to plan it, one day not eat anything. Uh, let's say you go let's say on Sunday, you eat about 2,000 calories, but you eat a big meal for dinner and you have a lot of food on dinner. And so you wake up Monday morning, you're not hungry. So you don't skip breakfast. And then you ate a big steak, or what was it, a hamburger or a steak, something protein, maybe something with meat, something that is hard to digest, something that fills you up. Well, lunchtime comes around, you're still not hungry, and you have a ton of food in you because you ate last night and you ate a bunch of food. So you skip lunch too. So then you can go all the way till maybe 5 at night, 6 or 7. even 6 or 7, not be hungry, and skip a day basically. This if you're done, if your day's over, if you're done working, if you made it all the way to 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and you're just gonna sit around and watch TV, well, there's no reason to, eat a bunch of food right then, and so you can skip a whole day. And this is something that Daniel Amen recommends: fast intermittently. Um, there are certain hours, even longer fasts of 24 hours can be very helpful. This is in this book. 24-hour fast can be very helpful, especially to get into a calorie deficit if you're having trouble with the calorie deficit. And it's easier than you think because of the way the body is designed. If you eat food one night and you're full, surprisingly, you'll wake up the next morning. Probably there's a lot of times you won't be hungry for breakfast and you won't be hungry for lunch. You can just maybe go to a liquid diet, maybe have soup for dinner and just have a liquid diet. That's an option where there's really no calories with a lot of liquid diets. And you can have a calorie deficit a lot easier. And it's one of the things not mentioned so much, but it's mentioned in this book by Daniel Amen, Intermittent Fasting. Um, what else is there to mention here? He goes over a lot of stuff to help the brain that I don't know. This is why you could buy this book. You could buy this book, buy my book, but if you look at this book, it has a lot of things that I don't, that only a doctor can cover. That there's a lot of things that who knows what is wrong, and the treatment for them is different. This is kind of in general things you can do real easily to become healthier. Exercise, it recommends 100 minutes a week of cardio. So most of the studies, this is about accurate is what I saw, is if you exercise 100 minutes, this is an hour and a half a week, you're going to really help your heart, your cardiovascular system, um, and it helps you live longer supposedly, according to a lot of research, because your heart's in better shape and your lungs, your your body in general is a lot more adept and can be better to fight illness, to be strong. 100 minutes a week. So this would be roughly, this is where a lot of times I'm on the treadmill. I'll run on the treadmill 30 to 40 minutes at a time. I'll run 3 times a week, 40 minutes each. This 40, 80, that's 120 minutes. I usually do a little bit more. I usually do around 130 minutes of cardio. 100 minutes a week is probably the bare minimum. And I think I do a little bit more. I do a little bit more, but here in this book, he recommends 100 minutes a week of cardio. And this is where you want to get your heart rate up. This isn't something where you're just walking and it's just, or where you're maybe on an elliptical machine. Maybe it would qualify a bicycle or elliptical. It would qualify. You would get if you got your heart rate up. The idea, though, with this exercise, this cardio, is you get your heart rate moving higher. There's probably a goal to get your heart rate going. Like I think it would be faster than zone two. If you did research, you could find um, what kind of heart rate you're targeting. But I, um, for instance, when I'm doing this type of cardio, I'm running on the treadmill, not walking. I'm running at a fairly, basically, faster than 9 minutes a mile. Is a good barometer from some of the research. And yeah, you may want to. This is one other reason why you could have this book, and maybe this is another reason why AI is helpful. Let's take a look at AI. I'll use ChatGPT real quick. Um, Uh, what is recommended heart rate for um, exercising 100 minutes per week? See what this says. If your goal is 100 minutes exercise rate, moderate to vigorous intensity. So you're looking at based on your age, it says um, moderate or vigorous. I think you probably want moderate. Um, there's a lot of discussion now as far as what the heart rate should be, but how fast should I run mile for exercise? So here, vigorous pace 8 to 10 minutes. Comfortable steady pace 10 to 12. Um, brisk beginner, friendly jog or walk is 12 to 15. And so here we are talking about vigorous, according to this, vigorous exercise is a good idea. 8 to 10-minute miles. If you run for 40 minutes, you'll run like a 5K, which is a 5K mile. And but basically 100 minutes per week is what Daniel Mann recommends in this book. Vigorous, I would guess he would. It doesn't say in his book, but vigorous or moderate is pretty good effort. Um, anything else? Avoid sugar is in this book. Basically, probably it's good to use something. He really recommends stevia. Uh, David Amon, but sugar is pretty much a really bad idea for the brain, according to Don Amon. And um, yeah, I don't have much else. Nutrition, exercise. Exercise, you don't have to do a lot of exercise, just about 100 minutes. 100 minutes a week. Fast cardio is really in this book, is the one thing I remember from this book. And so, um, also, don't know if I'll have 40 minutes. So, just to summarize this first Smart Talk that about this guy's book, he's on the internet a lot. To consider buying my book, Behave and Succeed with the Bible. Consider if you are running and you're having trouble, if you're at a plateau, if you want to run faster. This one is Turk Builder Max is a little cheaper than Turk Builder Platinum. Turk Builder Platinum helps a little bit more. They both work really well as like an energy drink. If you're, um, you would be surprised. I am surprised all the time um, with my workouts, with my rock climbing, how much energy, how much strength I have, even though um, it may be a bad day. If I use this stuff, it rarely affects my performance. It will help your performance uh, a lot. And then, if you go to the website htlt.com, use code hike more, then and you want to hike more, then this is the product for you. And yeah, hopefully this video will be good. It's not 40 minutes, but it's the first of many to come. Hopefully I got enough information that will be useful. if you go to these websites, one of these AI websites, and you have the book, you just say, summarize this book. Maybe you don't want to buy the book. Maybe you got enough information here where you don't have to buy the book, where it talks about his bright minds acronym, all the things. These are like all the doctor things that he considers could be an issue. You want to get your sleep. Vitamin D helps immunity. You want to be sure you have your immunity stuff. Any type of past head traumas can affect your brain health, your age, blood flow. Toxins are really bad for the brain. Diabetes, obesity is bad for the brain. And so Daniel Mon, he got a lot of stuff where he covers as a doctor. I'm not going to go into all these details. I just wanted to cover some of the more in depth, some of the things that helped me become healthier, to lose weight, intermittent fasting, exercising with some vigorous fast. I prefer to watch this type of video on a treadmill and learn a little bit while I'm getting my exercise, my weekly exercise. I do 130 minutes. Most people recommend 100 to 130 minutes of fast exercise on a treadmill, maybe a bicycle or an elliptical, where you get your heart rate up, you get your heart rate going. This is going to really help you live longer and healthier overall. Finally, we'll go to this other one, Gemini, mental brain. He used brain scans. Very smart guy. Brain factors, blood flow. Again, we're back to the his acronym of bright minds. Sleep 7 to 8 hours, of course, recommended 7 to 8 hours a day. And so, um, hopefully, this has got maybe will be very good for future reference, and be a good series for me for YouTube videos. Any questions, comments are welcome. Please, if you like this video, want to see more, subscribe, click the like button. Comments are good. Otherwise, hopefully you've enjoyed this first Smart Talk.